CSBET.GG guarantees to show the actual drop rate with precision to the hundreds. Find the best skins only in cases at CSBET.GG.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is the possible final map of today, but it could not be though, because Sprout are wanting to fight back. Heroic obviously ended up taking away Dust 2, and we find ourselves in Mirage on the second map of our second series of the day. My name is Dinko. I'm going to be joined by Mitchman casting throughout to the rest of today and probably tomorrow. He'll be a regular face around these parts for the next couple of days, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. It's the pistol here in Mirage, Heroic on the CT side, Sprout on the T.
It is indeed, Dinko, and I'm looking forward to seeing the conclusion of this match. We saw Sprout with a huge comeback on the previous map, but not quite able to close it out in overtime. Now as we come over towards the A-bomb side of Mirage, the execute from Heroic is well underway. Over the Molotov, Blame F is able to fire some steaming hot bullets into Favin's head and take him down. One of the star players with pistols and indeed sometimes with rifles for the Sprout side. They've already lost him, but into an... this is a very aggressive push. With the USP in hand, I suppose they thought they could manage the ranged battles, but Freiburg proves them wrong and shuts it down into a 4v2. The retake now looking favorable for Heroic.
Yeah, shots coming back and forth. Mert's able to connect on a Murbit, and it's all on Searson into the 1v3. Defuse coming through it, it doesn't matter. Freiburg will get it. It's Heroic with the pistol pickup, carrying the momentum over from Dust 2 into Mirage. And this is definitely the start they want. Now they have to just convert it. With the bomb plant through, Sprout could decide to go for a force here, or just upgrade pistols with no armor and see what they can do, and obviously get that solid buy, moving into round number 3.
Round number 2 sees a scout for Mertz. A couple UMPs out as well. Why not? You can get some pretty decent damage done up against these non-armored opponents. And of course, not only the damage, but the money farming potential. Although if Blame F keeps eating up all the kills with the AUG, we won't be seeing any money farming. Essetag only manages 1 kill. Mertz comes in on the scout. It doesn't look like Stavin will be getting much done, or at least at most he's got 1 kill with the UMP. Swings out, and he picked up the M4, so never mind. He's not going to find anything with it. So, like, for the SMGs that were invested into, Heroic don't really get a whole lot done. In terms of, you know, the reward system for them coming into this round, Freiburg is going to be maintaining a UMP while everybody else takes either the M4s or the AUGs. Brett, on the other hand, I've got a very strong buyout. No weaknesses to be seen, an AWP, and 4 AKs coming out with full utility on the majority of players, alongside obviously armor, and early mid control is being sought after by both teams.
Well, Dennis does find Stavin early. He comes in from Sirius, and Essetag able to connect on to Dennis, and Spiddy will find himself a kill onto Essetag himself. So Sprout seeing into the 4v2, making a 3v2 as Mertz will come in. Still, problems could arise here for Heroic. Just need to hold on.
Like, these advantages are so hard to fight against if you're the CT side. There's so many angles to worry about, so many parts of the map that Sprout could be pushing, and you've just got to hope that you're watching the right one. Freiburg at the moment is the sole defender of the A-bomb site. We see him with a UMP in hand. And just upgrade to an AUG as the smokes go over on A. They have a firm indication that it is going to be an A push. Mertz starts the rotation over, and these 2 AUGs are going to have to pull off 2 versus 3. Freiburg catches out the feet, but it's jumped over, so not able to catch the frag on the back of it. Mertz over the smoke, nothing to be found. Nade goes through, little bit of damage, but his teammate's already down, and that should see us with Sprout on Sprout with the round on the board. I think Mertz is still going to commit to this, though. They haven't got a whole lot of money in the back pocket, so he's going to have a lot of faith. The time is ticking away. Unable to find a kill towards ramp. This should just be the retreat and the save. But he still commits even further, finds a kill, but the trade, almost instantaneous.
The Sprout do find the win in the first gun run, which is definitely important for them to start off their affair on Mirage. T-side timeout coming through. There's a tactical one coming in. Heroic, not really in a position to buy, so will be most likely the scoreline being evened out before we see sort of tiebreaker to see which team will take the lead 3-2. So Heroic going for the pistols here. Oh, they've gone for the fours, Mitch. This is actually quite interesting.
Well, coming in with confidence early on, they obviously think that they have what it takes to shut Sprout down here. And even further, that makes it surprising that the commitment was made by Mertz in the previous round to actually go for it and not save over the AUG for this round. Still, 2-1. Let's see what they can do. The scout in play, pistols at a minimum for everybody. No armor on Mertz, but he has got a deagle. And then 4 and a FAMAS as well. So as long as S-Attack can get the tags up with the scout, it could be very dangerous indeed. It makes it very easy for then some of the other players to connect the kills. There's one tag on the board already. Mertz easily able to follow up. Sadly, he's going to be traded out straight away. So the man advantage doesn't stay with Heroic for long.
Well, S-Tag will drop Favin. Stavin comes in for a kill as well. Stavin doubles up. Excellent stuff. His teammate did fall, but he will keep the advantage here for Heroic. And indeed, they do have what it takes to shut down this buy from Sprout with the weaker weaponaries. Burbit is the last man alive into a 1v3. It's not a very good position for him to be in. Freiburg's going to run away with the information, knowing where Murbit is, but Murbert's still going to find a kill. BlameF dropped. Advantage still with Heroic, but could very easily crumble here. They need to be careful that they don't give him a 1v1 fight. Stavin wins it with the MAC-10. 3-1 here. Heroic. What a win there. I mean, you didn't really expect them to get it, but they end up walking away with success. And that puts Sprout in a pretty scary economic position. They're going to buy a couple of pistols here, and it'll be an eco. Allows Heroic to go up to 4. On paper, of course. We're just seeing some crazy shenanigans. They can't be too confident in those calls.
Shenanigans as they may be, Sprout now find themselves behind on just pistols, and not for too much longer, says S-Attack rather, as he takes down Dennis and pushes it over into a 4 versus 4 with Spitty finding the kill on the BlameF. Things looking a little bit better. Murbit lands it with the P250. Searson not going to land it with the deagle, sadly, as S-Attack swings out for a 3k in the round in total. Is it going to be enough? As Murbit is still alive, 2 kills under his belt, but out in the open, he's caught and eliminated. 4-1. Heroic walk away with the round, but only 2 players surviving, so the economic damage is done. And the reinvestment has to come through in this round, causing them to run pretty low on economy. As the money's running low in the bank of Heroic, Sprout are overflowing, able to easily get themselves the AKs in full utility alongside an op, with nades to back him up as well. So things do look pretty good for Sprout coming into this round. If they can find it, at least they do manage to push Heroic over to an eco and start to build up those T-side rounds.
Well, at this point, Heroic, it's all about trying to get as convincing start as possible. Sprout want to cause some problems for that, of course. They are already a map down. Would love to get themselves slightly into this. Utility is definitely there on the T side, and they have got quite a bit of map control towards middle. They're going for the very standard setup with 2 under, 2 out towards top mid. I'll touch on something a little later, because the action is currently unfolded inside the middle. Dennis is taking a lot of damage on board. He's going to have to go back down towards the lower parts of underpass after taking a big brunt of the damage, down to 24 HP. They'll eventually leave middle and try and reoccupy other areas of the map, but nothing I was about to say is I'm pretty interested a lot of teams haven't tried, at this level, haven't tried to adapt the Astralis mid-tick meta on the CT side. I feel like it could really help a lot of these teams, just give them an edge, because it is difficult to do as well as Astralis, but the whole sort of fundamentals of it isn't that difficult. You just throw that top mid smoke, you get one player sort of moving up towards it with assistance from connector and short, and you throw Molotov and throw in the smoke, and that pretty much straight away takes control of mid off of the T side. Obviously, some teams and their setups don't want to play it that way, but as soon as I keep talking, it's Sprout finding kills. Fathom with another headshot. Stavin and Mertz left alone. 10 seconds, not enough time for the bomb plant to come in. This is perfect. Well played from Mertz. He will go in again, and that is absolutely stellar. Merbit has to run away. Mertz saves the team there on the A bomb sites.
The bomb goes down, but sadly, so too does Sprout. As it doesn't go down the bomb site. It goes down the floor near it. Collapsing. 5-1. This is a very strong start for Heroic. Despite not being like... They're not stomping out these rounds, but they're clocking them up nonetheless, as close as they may be. Scoreline is certainly reflecting a very strong performance for Heroic. Coming into this round, the Sprout have called a pause, and they decide to actually go for the full buy. Merbit. Or perhaps not, no. Dennis taking out the Deagle there. I think they're just going to play around Merbit. Haven't saved over the AWP in the previous round, but they're not going to fully invest into it. You can kind of see why. I mean, they would have only gotten one AK out on Spitty. Everybody else would have had to go for SMGs or pistols. And they still have the potential, right, that even if Merbit falls, they can pick up that AWP and try for themselves. The lack of armor matters a little bit less with the AWP, so long as you land that first shot. You can still eliminate them right away. Merbit, sadly, even with the armor, is going to go down early on. Searson picks it up. And looks for some damage of his own, creeping down middle.
Well, BlueMap right on to Spitty. He does drop him, and now Searson and Favin are into a 2v5. Bomb all the way up towards the B tunnels, or the B apartments. Gonna have to try and recover that. Searson has found Mertz, so in touching distance again, but best tag might just put it away too far now. Searson on his own, AWP in hand. Definitely the call here would be try and save, but again, there's a minute left on that clock, and they know exactly where he is. They know he has an AWP, so it's in the best interest of Heroic to try and get that out of his hands. They aren't really in a great economic position, so it's on Freiburg. Going in with the flank, he obviously has the weakest weapon here with not as much value as the rest of the team. They can just send him in as sort of an expendable object, essentially, to try and take away this AWP. He's got help. He's got Stav in the back. There we go.
Stavin doesn't do backup, he just goes right in for the kill.
It's like, don't touch my Freiburg.
It's nice now, they get a lot of weapons carried forward for Heroic. That's going to bolster their economy even further. Sprout, though, still able to get that full investment in. As they were playing around the AWP in the previous round, of course. Now Searson comes in with it to start off. Merbit's looking a little worse for wear, but he's still able to take out a Galil. It's not the worst situation in the world. So far, I mean, it's just been staggering how many opening duels Heroic are able to find. I think they're on 5 so far, with 6 rounds connected. Finally, they lose one. The trade goes straight in, though. That's the thing, even when they manage to lose a player, right away, it's traded back. Sprout looking way worse than what we saw from them over on map number 1. They're just being picked apart here. No trades going down. And the individuality there to be seen.
Well, Spitty's gone as well. It's all on Merbit. And this is looking like a masterclass on the CT side from Heroic. Sprout getting toyed with. Although everyone gets told not to play with their food. But we all did it.
They also get told not to lick the plate, but I mean, come on.
That's one thing I don't really do. flip.
You haven't had the right kind of chocolate fudge cake.
No, I do when I'm yeah, I did, should I say, when I was younger, but I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. I think I've just gotten too skilled with a spoon. I can get it all up the way it is. Like, you can clean a plate.
I can
without
imagine.
needing to go to the dishwasher.
I can imagine your spooning skills are brilliant, Mitch.
Oh, you won't need to imagine for too much longer. Don't you worry.
Oh no, Mitch. All right, let's move on. Let's move on. Like to
What? I mean, we're gonna get a dessert next time I see you. And I'll show you
okay,
exactly
Mitch.
how to get
All
it off the plate.
Liam F is talking about his mum's spaghetti.
I heard he's nervous.
Knees weak.
The Brazil on the scoreboard already.
Yeah. Well, it's quite crazy that the World Cup is like next year, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, wait, not the World Cup. Sorry, the World Cup is this year. What is it next year? The Olympics are next year. That's what it is.
I follow none of that.
The Olympics are awesome.
I've literally never watched.
They are
any
in
part of
Tokyo.
Okay.
They begin on the 24th of July, 2020.
I find the
If you had to do an
Winter
Olympic sport, what would it
Games-
be?
To be honest, I don't know what Olympic sports are. Like, let me think of a good sport. I guess shooting, right?
Yeah,
That'd be
that's a
pretty fun.
sport.
Test.
It's working, seriously. But if I had to do the Olympics, I'd want to do the swimming, probably. Swimming's fun.
Yeah.
Or
I can see it.
javelin. You just wing big sharp objects.
I don't know. I think the whole Olympics and everything I always found pretty boring. The one thing I do love is the Eurovision.
So we go from the Olympics to the Eurovision.
I mean,
And as we swiftly move on back into some great competition, it is Heroic versus Sprout. Playing here on Mirage, there was a bit of a pause, technical pause. I believe there was a problem with Sirius's microphone, but it is fixed in Murbit. We'll just keep the pace up, charging towards Short, finding Stavin. Freiburg will answer back, but is taking damage from Short, and Sirius is going to take him away with a P250. Pressure still coming in towards the B-bomb site as Mertz is getting shot from the left. He was looking for the kill from Short, but wasn't able to get it. And actually, Sprout had the man advantage, just the standard old B-rush.
all reliable, and it seems to be working for now, at least as Dennis goes out for the repeat. Acid tag goes down. It's all on to Blame F, and they know exactly where he is, ready to eliminate him at a moment's notice. Takes one on to Favin at least. Swinging out now. Got to be careful of Spitty on the AWP. Drops a Molotov, but he's visible as he does so. Taken down. That is going to be a second round of the board for Sprout. Escaping from the trap that Brazil sadly were not able to.
Well, here we go. It is round number 10. Sprout will get themselves one here. Heroic looking to try and answer straight back. Their money's actually relatively low at this point. Freiburg's only on a 5-7. And we know he's the king of banana. You can get a banana skin for the 5-7. So there's some correlation there probably, Mitch. You've got to find something. Blame F is drops. It's a 1-for-1. Look at Mertz. He's right in behind Spitty. He's going to come in from behind. Freiburg will pick one up on the 5-7. But Spitty, how does he get that? Turns around, gets the headshot onto Mertz and follows up onto Freiburg. Incredible stuff from Spitty.
Well, we've seen this from Sprout, right? Once they get around on the board, they're unstoppable. They just start to clog up round after round, and this should be another, as you can see, Heroic have very little to work with economically. As time goes on, a Deagle is bought for Blame F alongside Armor. Stavin comes in with a Taser, and outside of that, nothing to be seen. Sprout should have an easy walk over here. Moving towards the B-bomb site, this is where things can get a little bit scary. Lots of close range angles to be exploited. Freiburg perfectly hiding in the window. Sadly drops down as he tries to push a little bit further. And I think at this point, opening kill already found. That's the Deagle and armor out. Nade onto Mertz is good. Goes down to just 14. Realistically, Sprout just need to group up, take this as a team, and they should be able to avoid losing anybody.
Well, Freiburg, Staven, Essetag, they might as well have no weapon at all at this point. Got a Zeus. That's an insta-kill. Just in very... in very select few situations, though. Mitch, I have used the Zeus once, and I didn't get the insta-kill. I did like 80 damage. It's a lie. But anyway, here comes the push. It looks like Freiburg will not be able to get too much done in this scenario. He's finished off by Spitty. Staven and Essetag doing their very best, but Sprout will find themselves 4 here on the board. And the score that was 7-1 is starting to very much go away from Heroic at this point. They'll have to find an answer back.
Yeah, this is where they got to find a way back into these rounds, right? They've got themselves the rifles to work with. Sprout, on the other hand, building up the economy. It's time to stop them. If they can't put a bit of a roadblock down, Sprout are going to be breezing on through. And this T-side half with already 4 rounds on the board. Flash going over, Heroic. Should have a little bit of information that maybe it's going to be an A hit. They might be a little bit scared, but probably not, as they gain a lot of control on middle after pushing down through underpass and connector, leaving only 3 players left alive on the Sprout side. And well, what is a pretty difficult situation? They start to rotate to A. They're going to go for the push that they had lined up from the start, but without any mid split, and with already 3 players to defend, it certainly becomes difficult. They've got to be cautious of Underwood. Working down there is Blame F, who takes one onto Murbit. The trade should go down with the Molotov in play. And that forced into the open, but not even able to be taken down because Freiburg's there for the trade. And so it's 8-4. Heroic finally back in the scoreboard, but Sprout have a lot of buys left in their bank.
Well, round number 13 coming up. Some people say it's an unlucky number. Some people have it as their lucky number. It's very subjective as to the experiences you've had with it, or it's just a number. Lots of things, Mitch. I think that applies to pretty much everything, though. Like something that is lucky for you could be completely unlucky for someone else, and have absolutely no value to anyone. It's quite funny how that works, isn't it, Mitch?
Well, I mean, it's
deep. It's very
makes sense. It does make sense, though. Everybody lives different lives.
Yeah.
Different things happening at different times when you're thinking about different things, so you start to assume that,
well,
it's because of a certain thing.
Yeah. Well, is this round number 13 a lucky for Heroic, or is it lucky for Sprout? We'll have to see. We'll have to watch. Searson going for the peek towards middle. Has got assistance from beside him. They go out towards the top of middle, behind the boxes. They've got the bomb there. 2 players under will pass. That is generally the strat that you go to straight away. The mid take, 2 underpass, 2 towards top middle. You generally use that to try and take that mid control early, and Sprout have been very successful in doing it. There is a very simple counter to it, and it's the Astralis top mid smoke, Molly for the under pass, and that separates the 2 players from working in tandem, or the 2 groups of players, should I say, from working in tandem, and you can really hold mid as a CT side. But Heroic have elected to go for a little bit more of a passive setup, Mitch leaning towards more holding the choke points instead of challenging mid.
Well, challenging mid is not a problem for Sprout right now, as they just walk on down, claim the control, take the B-bomb site, and leave Freiburg completely locked out. Despite having won out a Jewel in apartments, they say you can have your apartments. You can stay there rent-free. But we're going to plant on that B-bomb site, and there might be a racket in a minute. Dennis comes on up to try and get himself some free rent. That's not the case, though. Freiburg avoids the debt collection and brings it into a 3 versus 3 as Blame F falls elsewhere. And with no real information on it being an A or a B push right now, despite the B bomb site already falling, they don't know where the rest of the team are. They did start to spread out, try to find info. But as the bomb plant goes down, it becomes apparent that it is the B bomb site. And the question at this point is, do they stack up and go for this retake? I think with that kill they do. Despite Freiberg and Staven being low, they certainly have the potential. Searson now has a chance with that AWP to really rock and shut these guys down. Freiberg causing a distraction. Molotov goes through. Searson's going to be pushed out of position now. As the tag able to take down Spitty, it's only the AWP of Searson. They're pushing him down. He finds one, and the bomb is too far gone. Even with a kit, there's no time. Decent retake from Heroic. At least they drop all the weapons of Sprout, but either way, it's still another round on the board for Sprout, now 8-5.
Well, this game is starting to heat up a little bit. I was kind of expecting a bit of a one-sided performance after we seen the start from Heroic, but Sprout are definitely showing up here. And, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to that because Dust 2 was looking like the same. You know, Heroic were looking like a team that were just about to walk away with it, and Sprout brought it all the way back to overtime. You can tell Sprout are making Heroic sweat as well because they've just called another tactical pause. So there's obviously problems in the Heroic camp that they want to try and solve. And just a reminder, I'm not too sure whether or not Sprout are at a boot camp, but I know for a fact Heroic are. I've seen some of their social media posts. They're all sitting beside one another, and they're all looking happy. And that can definitely help a team's performance if you're all just literally sitting beside each other, you know. Basically like playing a LAN event, but with not so much on the line, and well, actually, not so much pressure, should I say, because you haven't got a crowd watching you or anything, but you are still there together.
Yeah, I think it does certainly, it makes a difference. You're not going to be getting as aggressive or as angry about different plays when you can just turn and look at the guy. You know it's
in the face.
So that's it, right? Just go to the sumo wrestling ring, sprinkle some honey on yourselves, and get things going.
That's what they've done here after every pause. They've just went into the sumo wrestling ring and fought it out, but it looks like it is a 3 for 3. Kills coming in from Searson. Great double kill on the AWP. Is already on the bomb site. Mertz and Essetag arriving to the party. 1 minute 5 seconds. Bomb eventually planted, and oh, what a shot from Favin. This is looking good from Sprout. Again, success in towards the B bomb site.
Indeed, a lot of success to be found with the good old, although they're German, they seem to have read a couple of Russian novels, as it's all about that Rush B. And it's working out perfectly right now with 1 round left to go. Heroic, despite a very early on lead, for the second time, Sprout have managed to pull it back into their favor. Look at what Heroic are working with for the last round. No rifles, 3 SMGs, 2 pistols.
Well, last one of the half coming up. It is just pots and pans, and not really the good kind for Heroic. More like greasy ones that have been being washed, Mitch. They are ready. It's Heroic with 3 UMPs. A deagle in the hands of Mertz. Freiberg carrying the 5.7 has had a little bit of impact on that weapon. Seen it on him a couple of times, should I say. Well, Mertz has got a flashbang over the top. Takes away Merbit. Dennis will get himself a kill back, so it is a 4v4. And look at BlameF arriving. Look at the position he's in. A big flank through Palace, through T-spawn. But it might not amount to much unless his teammates can step up, and Essetag is doing just that. They've got the advantage. It's got a banana on it. It's the king of banana.
There you go. Let's see if he's going to be the king of the A-bomb site coming back in for this retake. He's shut down. The 2 rifles now in play. AK-47s. I thought Searson was going to left-click there. That would have been glorious. He waits. Oh, he misses the shot on the BlameF and the defuse.
Plenty of time.
Don't say that again. God damn it, Dinko.
No, plenty of time. Here it is. Surely. There we go.
Oh, God. You and your plenty of time means the green light's coming on, and that makes me very nervous. I'm gonna be very scared of matchmaking when you go, yeah, go for it, you've got plenty of time, I'm just gonna run away.
But I've been 100% accurate in when I've said that, so...
True.
There we go. 9-6, what a half from Heroic. Well, it was good, and then it was kind of bad for a bit, and then they recovered towards the end of that first half, coming in with the clutch in the end. With a low buy. I mean, they had a couple of UMPs in the mix and pistols, so they end up actually pulling it through there in the last stage of the first half. As you move into the second half, Sprite are on the back foot. They definitely want to try and prove them wrong here over in the Heroic team. They've got themselves USPs across the board, and they will invest in the Kevlar. The USP is there as well. Should I say the kit is there as well. And it's going to be a very standard buy on the Sprout side. We're on Heroic. The very standard utility. It's generally towards the A bomb site. You'll see a smoke for the stairs, smoke for the jungle, molly under wood, and a push through CT.
Here we go. It's underway already. Molotov being saved over by Blame F. The kill's going in straight away. Traded on back, but that's fine for Heroic because they will get a bomb plant securely for the connector. Players beginning to get a little bit aggressive up through CT. Favin takes down Mertz, the bomb planter. But nothing to be followed up in the back of that, and time's starting to fall apart for Spread. They've got to make a move soon. Stavin holding down, gets eliminated. And into a 2 versus 3.
Yeah, long flank from Blame F though. He's got a Molotov as well.
Bomb has been defused.
Oh my god.
Counter-terrorists win.
Well, we didn't see that on camera. We didn't quite know he was on the defuse, but in fact he was. And that is a problem. At that point, you're left a little red-faced if you're Heroic. Just sit in the mid. Ah, don't worry guys, I've got the Molotov. The day is saved. Almost beat defused.
That's very awkward.
Yeah.
Just full stick in the bomb, I mean... Oof. To lose a round like that, that's not going to look all too good. They're not going to feel all too good now for Heroic. Just rocking in there and being able to walk away with that. Sprout, 7 rounds on the board, starting to close in the gap. Bam's coming away. Stavin, eliminated. It's a very weak round for Heroic, as you see they haven't got any armor to work with. Pearson, my god. With a Nova picks up 2. What are you even supposed to do in that situation? So much money now carried over for him. He's on 3,400.
Well, probably not much. BMF just biding his time towards ramp. Eventually, they will come for him. Herbert. He does come for him. BMF finished off. 9-8. Scoreline, only 1 round separating Sprout from Heroic. That could have been very different, Mitch. You know, if Heroic had ended up winning that pistol, it could have been a very one-sided scoreline starting to develop. But Sprout winning the pistol, they do put themselves in a prime position to perhaps even the scoreline. A Heroic come into it with a purchase. It's the 5 AK-47s. Utility is there as well. And this is do or die time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is where we need to see a lot from Heroic to maintain this lead, keep things over. Tag already opens it up with 1. That's Favin eliminated. Top mid control firmly in the hands of Heroic, and it's only getting better. As Stavin locks it down, coming in through underpass. Rotating back over to the B players to help him out a little bit with the bomb. Get that bomb planted. Mertz opens it up and maintains control with the Molotov towards the window. This bomb should go down. They've only got to worry about the kitchen door. Not anymore. Mertz peeks out, takes down Dennis with a quick headshot. Bomb to be planted, and Sprout. The B bomb site worked for them on the T side, but on the CT, not so much.
Well, that's a good run from Heroic indeed. Not a single player dropping just yet. Searson looks to destroy that clean sheet, and in fact he will. Mertz will be finished off. Freiberg will get rid of Searson in reply. It's double figures for Heroic, and we'll try and continue this forward. Sprout currently sitting on 8 rounds, of course. The money is not really too bad for Sprout in consideration of whether or not they'll be able to leave it in the bank. They're obviously not going to get a buy this time, but I mean, it's not too bad because they'll have money moving into the next, and it will be a very good buy into the next. So should be 11 here for Heroic, but the buy from Sprout will be successful into the next one.
But Heroic are inching closer to victory, and already knowing they've got that one map in their back pocket makes things a little bit scarier for them over on that Sprout side. The Germans attempting to figure out what they can do, or what's going wrong for them. They've got a bit of time to talk about it, of course. Spread hold down in connector. They've only got themselves USPs for the most part, a 5-7 on Dennis. Realistically, at this point, all they're looking for is a little bit of damage. Keep the money low for Heroic. The spam coming through from Blame F is undeniable. He finds himself 3 Essa tag with 1 under Spitty, and it's all Favin. The only player left alive with a USP inside a smoke, hoping to land something. Anything. And nothing. As Mertz takes him down with a quick headshot, that's 11-8. It's an expected scoreline. It's only sad that Spread couldn't find any kills, as now we see things transfer over to a pretty even playing field, with Spread bringing out the AUGs alongside an AWP. Lots of utility to back them up as well. This is their chance to keep themselves within a reasonable number of rounds from their opponents. They can just win this round here.
Everyone adapting the scopes. Gotta love it. There's going to be an execute in towards the B-bomb site, directly in towards the B-bomb site. Heroic will run. Smoke for short, not enough done there from Urbit, I'm afraid. He does get dropped by Stavin, so the execute continues on in towards the B-bomb site. All around them, seriously looking up towards the window of the apartments to see if he can spot anyone. In fact, he won't, so good stuff from Heroic here. They hang on to the man advantage, and the post-plant positions can be established. Be very hard for Sprout to find a way back into the site, and with so much invested into this one, I think it is just time for that save, and indeed that's what they've done. Gonna save whatever they can. It will be Heroic moving themselves up to 12, but we've seen that Sprout are no stranger to the comeback. So if you're a Sprout fan, don't be too disheartened just yet.
Well, that's it, right? Like, Sprout have managed to come back in the previous map, but they do look a little bit worse here on Mirage, pound for pound, than, I'm talking previous statistics, not even in this matchup. And right now, Heroic certainly seem to be in the driver's seat in these buy rounds on the T side. B-bomb side, bit of a weakness for Sprout. With the saves over, at least, they are still able to contest very heavily for this round. Save over a little bit of money to get a very nice buy. If they lose this one, it'll be Heroic on 14, but then Sprout will have a solid buy. But that's not where you want to be. You know, then you're relying on just that one. It has to be here that they make a stop. Or Heroic are going to be on the verge of winning out the map. They do get some early damage done as well with the nades. One thing a lot of teams kind of fall short of is the early... Not even the early round nade, but just the general impact of a grenade versus the investment that it takes. It's $300 you could easily spend getting a smoke, or presumably you have one, but indeed invest towards a Molotov instead. At least, even if you're not doing damage with Molotovs, they have the ability to block off pathways. Whereas if you're just investing into an 8 every round, throwing it, getting no damage, or getting like 10 damage, it's not really worth it for the amount of money you're throwing away over a full game. Talking to Molotovs, lots going towards the B-bomb side, but it's only a fake danger. As the CTs find out all too soon.
Yeah, Tennessee with a Freiburg. Second nearly comes through, but Freiburg will get rid of him. It's Blame F and Freiburg into the 2v3. 40 seconds on the clock. Herbert starts to rotate back through the kitchen, but the bomb is leaving A. You're looking to set its sights towards middle, where Blame F currently is. You'll look up towards window, and no one has spotted him. No one has the info that he's here. And because of the lack of info, that is information in itself, because they can say, could be up connector, window, or mid. They don't know for sure, but they know it's a possibility. in their heads. But look at this. The flank from BlameF is going to come through jungle, trying to split with the bomb up inside of the tunnels, but there's 10 seconds. This isn't going to happen. This is just straight up not going to happen. BlameF unable to get the kill. Now Freiburg is just willy-nilly jumping through the window. He is finished off, and that is a questionable play to say the least. I would have actually probably liked to see them group up, but they don't get it done in the end. It will be the victory here for Sprout. Heroic can't quite do it. But they still have money, plenty of it. There's no money problems there at all.
No money problems, but they are presenting Sprout with an opening to get back into the game, and that's not where they want to be right now. They know that Sprout will take any opportunity. They'll create their own opportunities if necessary. And coming into it with an AWP on Searson, it certainly sets them apart as a strong contender, but never mind as Dennis falls. An opening kill for Heroic, and generally once the opening frag is found for this team, they tend to walk away with the victory in the rounds. So far in this series anyways, but as Murbit pulls it back, at least a small bit of hope begins to shine through. Gets himself an AK, and presumably pretty soon we'll just be bailing out of apartments. Well, we're seeing very little movement for Heroic after losing that pick, you know. They're spread out. They've got one in Palace, one mid, one apps. They were watching for the push. Now they realize they need to group up as a team and get some direction into their game. It seems like the direction is going to take them down middle. And this is very dangerous for Sprout because they've got nobody on beat except for Murbit. You know, he's the only player that can really do anything right now, and he's up in apartments. If they decide to actually push the B bomb site, it's going to be a very scary round because Sprout, majority stacked towards A, are going to have to go for a retake. But look at this, coming in through the apartments. Murbit has a chance to lock this down, to potentially drop the bomb as well. He seems to have an inkling that this is coming through as Freiburg and BlameF inch closer. Spitty starts to come over for a rotate to help his teammate out. They're pushing through. Murbit going to catch an angle on one at least. And BlameF managed the trade and bring the bomb forward. He can indeed. Spitty already in the bomb site though is making sure the hold is not for naught. As S attack falls, it's all onto BlameF, a star player for the T side so far, but he's got 3 players to take down with 10 seconds. A flank coming through as well. The round's over, didn't go. And Sprout claim themselves another, finally fending off the B bomb site correctly.
Yeah, again, not really enough done there, I'm afraid, for Heroic to give me confidence. Again, it was left so low. Eventually committing towards the B site, and Murbit already had pushed all the way through the apartments. They should have realized that was a possibility. Murbit just on the left side waiting for them to come on in, and he's able to deal with it perfectly, getting that one kill delaying. And elsewhere the attack had come up through short. Spinny rotated over at the correct time and got himself a kill, as that was perfectly played. It puts Sprite up to double figures, and they are looking pretty solid here. Dennis looks to try and take this early fight.
I'm starting to feel like I feel like believing in Spread at this stage certainly isn't jumping the gun. They've made the comeback happen before. They're looking better in the CT rounds. They're making use of kind of smart aggression a lot of the time. You can see towards ramp again. It's that aggressive hold. It's worked for them before. Dennis, a pivotal part of this. Favin found the opening previously where Dennis then grabbed 2, I think. The setup's been seen before. Here come the smokes. They've got the information. Rotation's already going to be coming over from the B-bomb site, but they won't be quick enough. Molotov's going down into sandwich. Dennis going to be forced out in the open. Favin has to try and swing out and help him, or Dennis is going to be caught in the open with no support. Favin takes one, goes down. So too does Dennis. Searson lands a kill, but he's out of there through the smoke. Escapes, but sadly the man advantage escapes the grasp of Sprout as Heroic get the bomb planted. They're sitting in a pretty prime position in a 3v3.
Coming back in from CT at Searson on the AWP, trying to find a kill to open this retake up. His teammate is in behind him as well. They've got a player coming up from the connector. It is going to be the players in the T side backing their way in towards ramp, and Palace just hiding away. No need to throw this one. They spot Murbit on the stairs. BlameF is the man to give that info. Molotov going towards ramp, but the kill comes in from Spitty. BMF thinking up Merbit finally drops him. And now Freiburg is on the long flank as well. They're going to be on the bomb site in the CTs, trying to get this done. Trying to get on the defuse. Spitty taps it, gets killed by Freiburg. Searson quick flick back towards the connector, but there's not enough time. He will actually be dropped by BMF. It is 13-10. An excellent round again from Heroic. They finally find some more success after two pretty scary affairs where things were not looking too good. They finally pick up a little bit of success.
Again, the rounds come close and the time was low, but the bomb planted with plenty of time on the clock. It was all about the defuse and Sprout couldn't get it in. And so the pause comes through from the counter-terrorist side of Sprout. They've got a bit of money on the board. Searson on 5k, Spitty on 6.8, so essentially 7. But 3 players below 2.5. The question is, what do they buy? And Spitty answers that with an AWP. Dropped to Merbit, who can now take armor alongside a little bit of util and a pistol. Bavin with armor, presumably going to be dropped over by another. Yeah, there you go, a second op. It's actually in the hands of Searson. He's going to keep it with just the body armor. Of course, you don't need much else. The only player on the T side that's going to be able to impact the lack of head armor for the CTs is Freiburg. He's got a Galil, everybody else rocking the AK, so it won't matter whether you headshot them with a helmet or without. Still kill. And a double op setup alongside an MP. That's the setup I like.
Well, Merbit was under a lot of pressure though, but Estetag with a flashbang assist from BMF is able to get it done. Spitty's going to get himself a kill, but Stamina Lancer right back. This is starting to look like a very fast, high-octane play from Heroic, already into the bomb site on B. They say, oh, straight away it's a save here as well from the CTs. Backing away off is Dennis. Searson obviously with AWP, it's too expensive just to throw away. And Heroic, that is just a massive ballsy play. Just straight run into B, get it done, and force the others to save. Good stuff.
Alright, now Spitty and Searson are the ones blocking up the top of the CT side. 180 or for Spitty. That's not enough. Just a more well-rounded performance from Heroic. By a small margin, but the margin is starting to show rewards. The Sprout go in for this save. Avin wants to get a bit aggressive with the CZ. Spots one out, coming in the window, but Mertz takes him down. No weapon, no CZ and armor to be saved over for him, and this will be an eco, so the CZ armor certainly could have been helpful. More helpful if we found an AK in the previous round, though. So it was probably worth the risk. Just unfortunate that he had 2 players to deal with on short and coming through the vents. Ladder room, 14-10. This is such an important round for Sprout. They called the pause. Actually, Heroic called the pause, which is odd. Because Sprout should know that this is like... If they can play for the overtime 5 in a row, or they can force now. And presumably they do want to save the money, play for the overtime, try get 5 rounds in a row. An MP9 and an AWP alongside a taser from Merbit. It's not a convincing lineup of weaponry. I'm interested to see what they do with this op. Searson's certainly been effective in the past and throughout this series on 19 kills. He's close to top fragging the server. So if there's anyone you want to see that op in the hands of, as a hero rifler, it's certainly going to be Searson.
Are they just going to go for a fast B hit again? This is crazy. Merbit this time has to be expected it. Learn once, don't get caught twice. And there's Estetag opening it up. It's Speedy this time. Merbit goes for the Zeus kill, but it's Estetag getting 2 frags. And that B bomb site is already wrapped up. Freiburg is going to try and cut off these rotations coming in from middle. They aren't going to commit to his crosshair just yet. Eventually, Dennis, I think he might have an inkling that Freiburg could be up there. So he will back off again. And it's another save call. Very, very similar. It's about to be map point. 15-10. Heroic rush B again. And it works perfectly. It's a flawless strategy. I mean, it's been proven time and time again. The experts in your team of matchmaking are 100% correct. Everyone should rush B.
Absolutely. There you see why. It doesn't matter the map. Just rush B. Don't matter. Don't use utility. Just knife out until you plant the bomb. It works 100% of the time. Nice SMG kill for Dennis at least.
That's an AK as well.
Yeah, carried over. Picked up as long as he can get out of there, and indeed he can. Just gotta hide at this point. Babin going in there to meet shield for him. And picked up the MP9 as well, but I doubt it's really going to be used in this round. Not a whole lot of room for it. With 15 to 10 on the scoreboard, the Heroic are looking good, but I think Sprout carrying over that AWP, at least now we've got a lot more to work with in terms of utility for some of the other players that get dropped over a rifle. A FAMAS comes out from Spitty, but that's the worst weapon you see. There's an AK and 2 AUGs. It's a decent buy. Sprout can get a lot done here, and we have seen them mount the comebacks before, but Heroic are on match and series point. All they have to do is find this one round. Will Dinko's theory, clear him, work out, and wow. Stavin's not having a good time.
Yeah, Stavin is not having a good time at all. Being caught, a lot of damage done onto him. He's only on 9 HP. Gonna have to back away, and it's gonna be the commit in towards the A site. Stavin holding the back lines. We'll need to get this done. Molotov goes over the top towards the ticket box, and he'll try and hold on as the push already through. Bomb gets planted. Fry it. It's time. We'll put it on. That's gonna be a retake here from the CTs. This could be it. Spitty is gonna find Stavin. That's a good kill immediately into the retake, but post-plant positions have been established here already. This retake needs to be incredibly successful and pretty quick here from the Sprite side. Looks like Searson is looking for a pick, but no one is giving him anything. They're sitting back on Tetris as this retake is about to come through. 3 through jungle. The rest of them holding towards the ramp. It's Mertz on the pick. Kills come through. Favid has dropped it on BlameF and Freiburg. Freiburg's going to fall all on BlameF. He will get 2 kills. One more player to find. He's done it. BlameF will find a 3rd kill. It's Heroic winning the series in a 2-0 fashion.
A 2-0 fashion, and what a scoreline. I mean, BlameF, definitely the MVP of that series. He stood out in the previous map, and he did it just there, claiming the final round all by himself. 6 MVPs in his back pocket, and certainly deserved. Yep. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed by Heroic coming into that series overall. They've shown some serious resolve, and certainly a lot of individuality that I wasn't anticipating on that level up against Sprout. Despite a close scoreline on both maps, we didn't get to see the 3rd come out, which I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed. Again, I wanted to see that nuke, same way I wanted to see Dust in the first series, but we're destined for 2 O's today.
Yeah, definitely 2-0s. BlameF, like you said, having a massive performance across both maps. Second one as well, obviously bagging himself 6 MVPs overall in the game. And that is a really good sign, especially since he is in-game leading this roster. Usually an in-game leader is going to take a bit of a hit on his performance, but BlameF, not at all, does not relent. So a great performance from Heroic, closing it out against Sprite in a 2-0 fashion. We've had some great games today at the GG.BET Invitational. Thank you, Mitch, for joining me, obviously. It was your first time showing up, and hopefully not the last. We'll have you guys on the show again, and we'll get some more casting going tomorrow, which there are just more games tomorrow.
I don't know which games we're covering tomorrow, though.
We've covered some great games, Mitch. We'll figure it out later. We'll have a look at the schedule, but make sure everybody turns up, and we'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time on 1700 hours CEST. So see you guys there, and again, thank you all for tuning in.
CSBet.GG guarantees to show the actual drop rate with precision to the hundreds. Find the best skins only in cases at CSBet.GG.
Cool, right? Want to know where I got it? Well, look, go to CS.money. It's a trade platform and a marketplace at the same time. Just choose, click, and get. Good luck, bro.